Classic, presented by Cat Sports. Live from Giant Stadium in the heart of the Meadowlands of New Jersey, the Kickoff Classic features Penn State's Nittany Lions against the Cornhuskers of Nebraska.
Over 70,000 fans, Giant Stadium, the beautiful Meadowlands complex here in New Jersey for the opening of the Kickoff Classics. An ideal night for football here on August 29th. Game time temperature, 72 degrees. Hi, everybody. I'm Kurt Gowdy, and welcome to the first Kickoff Classic. You know, last September 25th, little did we know that the unofficial national championship was decided when Penn State nipped Nebraska in the last 4 seconds. Nebraska didn't lose a game the rest of the year, neither did Penn State, and Penn State won the polls. So here we are, Lee Corso, the former head coach at Louisville in Indiana, nearly a year later. Now when they match up, what's the difference?
Well, Penn State lost 7 fine football players to the pros, including an All-American quarterback and All-American tailback. They've got 2 quarterbacks that have not played before and a tailback with a bad knee. But defense is their game, and I'll tell you what, they got 4 legitimate All-Americans on defense.
What about Nebraska?
You've heard of the 4 horsemen of Notre Dame? You might see the 4 thoroughbreds of Nebraska. They've got a dynamite offensive football team. But the problem is they only got 1 ball to play with.
That's right. They have 3 Heisman Trophy candidates in the same backfield. Down on the field, roaming the sidelines, will be my cohort, Dave Dials. What's it feel like down there, Dave?
Well, as you know, Kurt, when this game was first put on the board, neither coach was enthusiastic about it all. As a matter of fact, Joe Paterno voted no at the NCAA convention. But his players and those of Tom Osborne were enthusiastic, and that has spread. It's become infectious. Both coaches are enthusiastic. Somebody asked me if I wanted to spend August night covering football in the Meadowlands. I said, no, I want to go hear Willie Nelson. Here I am, and I'm enthusiastic too.
All right, Dave, now a little bit later, we're going to meet the 2 head coaches and their starting lineups as they come out and talk about them. We'll be right back here at Giant Stadium. Penn State has just come out. They'll be in white tonight. Joe Paterno, there he is, 17 years as head coach following Rip Engel, 15 bowl games for him. 4 undefeated seasons, 3 seasons of only 1 loss, 4 seasons of 2 losses. You're a good friend of his. What about Joe Paterno?
For 23 years, I've been a good friend of him, and one of the great things about Joe Paterno is not that win and loss record, but the fact that 90% of the scholarship athletes that have played for Joe Paterno have graduated from Penn State. Now, what's going through Joe Paterno's mind right now is the fact that I promise you, he's got goosebumps up and down his neck. It's like starting on Broadway. And here comes the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. You notice the field tilting a little bit?
Yeah, they're big. They've always been big there, especially big linemen. Tom Osborne, a low-key fellow. There he is, 10 years as head coach. 10 times in a row, finished in the top 10 of the country each year.
I think he should be called the E.F. Hutton of college coaches. He doesn't talk very much, but when he does, everybody listens. Look at that record.
I just ran into the athletic director, Bob Devaney, who's one of the all-time great college coaches. He says this man is the best coach in America.
Well,
he may be partial, but he doesn't say much.
Well, he ought to be partial. I just ran into the athletic director at Penn State. He said Paterno was the best coach in America.
All right, we're going to be back here with the toss of the coin and the opening kickoff right after this message. Penn State, Nebraska, the Kickoff Classic. We're supposed to have some parachutists from the United States Air Force Combat Control Team of the 21st Air Force, stationed at McGuire Air Force Base, jumping onto the field with the game ball and the coin, but I don't see them, so maybe weather, something has canceled that. Right now, the captains are going out. The coin used in the official toss is the 1983 U.S. Olympic silver coin. There it is. Treasury Department has minted the coin to raise funds for the 84 Olympics. Here come the jumpers now. They're overhead. The captains for Penn State in the white. Ron Heller, Ken Jackson on offense. Mark Robinson, Scott Radisick on defense. And for Nebraska, here come the jumpers in from a helicopter 3,300 feet high. And their goal is to come on in to the 50-yard line. The big crowd now craning their necks to watch them land. You watch them too. Here he comes. Well done on the 39. Give him a hand. Here comes the second one in. This will be closer to the 50.
This guy must be on the first team.
49, he just missed it. There's the game ball. The ceremonial game ball by one of the Air Force parachutists. Mike Cranmer and Mike Keeley are the defensive captains for Nebraska. The offensive captains will be the quarterback, Turner Gill, and the right guard, Dean Steinkuhler. Down there are the dignitaries, Vincent DePaul Draddy, the chairman of the board, the National Football Foundation, the Hall of Fame, Bob McCohay, the commissioner and chief executive officer of the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority. They're sponsoring this game each year. And Laura Smith, the general manager of the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority. It's through the efforts of these men and their organizations that the Kickoff Classic has become a reality. All right, let's sum this up again. Any game this early is a tough one to figure. But on paper, knowing what they have coming back, the edge on offense to Nebraska, backfield returning intact. And 3 of those backs are good enough to vie for the Heisman Trophy. The quarterback, Gill, the I-back, Rozier, and the flanker, Fryer. Penn State has some marvelous players on defense. They're very questionable at quarterback. Their running backs are not experienced except for 2. So you'd say that Penn State will hang in this game and win it. If they do, on defense, and Nebraska on offense.
And also the kicking game could become very important, and the edge goes there to Penn State.
On this field, we have probably 2 or 3 of the best kick and punt returners in college football. Gill's a quarterback. Rozier is the deep man, the I-back. Shalene is the fullback. Fryer is the wingback. Split into Simmons, the other flanker, Fryer. There's the offensive line. Trainowitz is the key man there. He's replacing Dave Remington, the most honored interior lineman in the history of college football. All right, Fryer's flanked to the left, Simmons to the right. Here we go. The first play, a mix-up in the backfield. Gill sprinting out, being chased by Zordich. Zordich nails him, a sophomore linebacker who is destined for greatness at Penn State. He started 3 games as a freshman. Number 43, Zordich got him. There's a Penn State defense. They play a 4-man front. Only 2 down linemen, you'll notice. The Hines and Gattuso are down on their hands. There's the linebackers. Radicic's the key there, an All-American. And the secondary, with 2 potential All-Americans there. Scott Kimball is in now as a flanker. Fryer is a slot. The pitch goes to Rozier. Rozier fights his way back to the 24. Rozier last year averaged 140 yards a game. The lowest output for the season was 86 yards against Penn State. They left. Just started here, the Kickoff Classic. Turner Gill for his first pass. Out to Rozier at the 20, 25, 30. Jumped at the 34-yard line, short of a first down. Nebraska will have to punt. The hit is made by Greg Gattuso, a defensive tackle who roams all over this field, and the man who led Penn State in tackling last year, Mark Robinson, All-American safety. Here comes Gattuso out, number 7. Goes on the attack. First down on their 21. Doug Strang at quarterback, John Williams at tailback, Tony Mumford at fullback, Jackson and Bow are the flankers. The tight end is Kirk Bowman. There's the line. Keller, McGinnis, Hayden, Woofter, and Short. Passes last year, backing up Todd Blackledge. He rolls out, he's going to throw on the first play of the game to Jackson at the 30. Jackson's out of bounds on the 32-yard line. The right guard hitting there. All right, there's Nebraska defensive line. They play a 5-man front. They have 2 linebackers, Mark Dahm and Mike Knox. Then they have a monster man, Mike McCashton, he's the number 2. And the cornerbacks are Neil Harris, Dave Burke, the safety man, their best player, Brett Clark. DeMidio's out. John Williams is in. Here's a pass, Strang. It is nearly intercepted. Back, strangle throw, good protection. Lobs it deep for the tight end, DeMidio. It's over his head. Dean DeMidio, Westchester, Pennsylvania. He was smothered by Brett Clark, the Nebraska safety man. And now Penn State must kick. Scoring 43 points a game. The pitch is to Rozier. He's at the 25 and pounded down at the 27. He's hit there by Radisek, the inside linebacker, and Zordich, the outside linebacker. Game passed 124, better than the 3-to-1 ratio run over pass. Second down, 5, Nebraska under 27. Option play. Turner Gill, the quarterback, is out to the 35 and has a first down. Harry Hamilton, the hero, the rover in the Penn State defense, made the hit on him. Many games set out the second half. Gill on the run. He's got Fryer open at the 40, 35. Kenny Fryer taken away and is knocked down by Mark Robinson, the safety man, number 32. Fryer Gilbrand of the Dallas Cowboys said, here's the #1 prospect as a flanker in America.
Ball to Rozier, and they'll come out. They've sent number 7. You can't see him. Simmons deep, and he lobs this ball. This is why Coach Osborne says that this combination is the best combination he's ever coached in Nebraska, because they got great natural ability.
23-yard pass play. Irving Fryer from Mount Holly, New Jersey. Back and pass. Shane Swanson has replaced Fryer as the flanker now. He's number 17. There's a hit. There's a flag down. Greg Gattuso, number 70, penetrating. They may have a face mask on this, though. Ball rules. There'll be 7 officials assigned to games. There are 6. Let's watch it, Lee. Second down, 2 yards to go. Gill on the option, cracks the first down. So he has that option. He watches that defensive end. If the end floats out to take the trailer, he cuts inside of him like he did there. He options. He does what the defensive end tells him to do. Penn State. No score. Reverse to Fryer, 25. Reverses back, he pounds his way to the 22. Zordich, the outside linebacker, the sophomore, hit him. A winning streak of 7 in a row, carrying over from last year. Rozier out in motion. The pass is to Fryer at the 15, and he's dumped to the 14. Second pass by reception by Irving Fryer. He was hit by Chris Sidnor, the defensive back.
You might be wondering why that man's so wide open, because the man covered, you see number 17, he watched Rozier, and they threw the ball to Fryer. 97 Radisek is one of the best linebackers in America, but he's not fast enough to cover Fryer. That's the #1 play they've got right now.
That's right. They're getting Fryer out there and isolating him on a linebacker.
Shot block on the red. Second down.
Okay,
that's illegal. That's a chop block.
Right, I can explain that to you. What happens is an offensive lineman will set up the defensive lineman, and another one will block him below the waist. That's called a chop block.
100 yards rushing last year. 54% pass completion. Here's a rollout again. Goes on the run. He's got Swanson. Swanson is down at the 1-yard line, and Turner Gill is killing him right now with those rollout passes. He threw for 239 yards against Penn State last year.
After the same play that just hit Fryer, you'll see him roll out, and he gets a lot of protection, but watch, as he sends the man deep, he's got a little seam there, and he throws the ball with a perfect shot to Swanson. What they're doing there is they're driving one man deep, and then they're dragging a man underneath.
This drive on their own 22-yard line. Third down, a half yard to go for a Nebraska touchdown. He's got it. Turner Gill scores from Fort Worth, Texas, and he's the man that took this club on a well-executed drive, even though there were 3 penalties along the way. Gill took him down, hit 4 for 4 on the drive. Nebraska moved 78 yards for the score.
Remember, the reason why he did this is there would be no chance of an error. And they ran right at number 41.
Tight end in motion. A rollout. Strang throws on the run over the head of Bowman, way over his head. And Penn State must kick. Brett Clark came up to cover it.
Personal foul on the red. First down.
Mumford's the fullback. The pitch is to Williams. Williams gets some yardage, comes up the sideline. We'll mark him out of bounds on the 36. He's driven out by Brett Clark, number 10, the safety man. He was the 100 and 200-meter sprint champion. Ohio. Mumford on a quick opener over the 40, drives to the 41. And Rob Stuckey, the right tackle, got him, and Mark Dahm, a junior quarterback. Second down, 10. The pitch is to Sid Lewis. Lewis ran into his own blocker, and he's smothered by Mark Dahm, the strong side linebacker of Dix, Nebraska. And Rob Stuckey went in there and knocked the blocker into the ball carrier. Stuckey is the right tackle, number 75.
He's 6'3", 250, and all Big 8 All-American and all-academic player right there. He got a 3.5 average in finance. And I tell you what, he might need it if he keeps playing like that.
Double tight end offense for Penn State. They're on their 40, 3rd and 11. Nebraska leading 7-0. The difference in this game so far, the quarterbacking all the way. Short of its 20. Rozier in motion. That's Fryer on a reverse. He has a first down. Then he fires over the 25 to the 26. You take a good look at him. Mike Zordich tackled him. Here he is coming back 27. Look at his arms. If he had a bare arm jersey there, he has powerful arms. They're on their 25. They're leading 7-0. There's the pitch to Rozier. Rozier's over the 30. This is what they do to you. They just pound away with the quick tosses, pitches, hits up the middle, now and then a reverse or an option play. Second down, 3 for the Cornhuskers on their 33. Shalene, the fullback, breaks into the open at the 50, 45, 40, 35. First down, Nebraska. On the 33-yard line of Penn State, and Mark Robinson, the safety man, saved the touchdown. This game, they're ahead 7-0. Here's Gill keeping the ball, 30, 25, 20, and he's down inside the 15. Right now, he has Penn State mystified, Turner Gill.
Ball to Rozier. Remember, Rozier is always catching the fakes or getting the ball. Nobody knows who's got it from now on. It's just his athletic ability.
19-yard run. Here it is. The knee operation. On 2nd and 15. A keeper by Gill. He'll throw. He completes it. And that's the tight end for a touchdown. Monty Ingebrigtsen goes in for the score, the tight end. And Nebraska has scored twice on a vaunted Penn State defense, the defending national champs. And Penn State, nothing.
Did not tell him to stay in there. That's an inexperienced play by that freshman.
Scoring drive, 86 yards. The previous scoring drive, 78 yards. Giant Stadium, the Meadowlands Complex, the first kickoff classic. Rozier, the I-back, the All-American, carries the ball. The safety man, Mark Robinson's been a standout in that Penn State secondary part of the game. Second down, Rozier has the ball. Is he going to pass it? He is. He throws it down to Fryer. Intercepted by Penn State on the 31. And down goes Mark Robinson. His knee hit the ground, but he was there alertly to pick it off.
Mike Rozier threw a 25-yard touchdown pass in the Orange Bowl. Here he throws the ball over to man's head. And I tell you what, I'm not going to second guess him, but that is not a good call. You're ahead 14-0. You don't mess around. Now watch the angle. He just lets it go, and it goes over his head. And Robinson is back there, All-American first team, intercepts it. Once your knee goes down in college football, you cannot run it. Football, it is not pass interference. Look at that.
Wow. We have 2 of the top 3 winning percent coaches here. Barry Switzer in the lead, being pressed by Joe Paterno, 2nd place of the acting coaches. Osborne is 3rd. All the Penn State pitchers wild high. That's what they're doing, throwing everything high and wild. High spiral. Fryer watching it come down to him at the 19, 20, 25, 30, and he's up in it by one of his own men, Brett Clark. And Fryer's mad. He thought he could have gone down the field in the quarter. Then at the end of the first quarter, they had an 86-yard drive. Rozier's in trouble, and look at that. 4 or 5 white-shirted Nittany Lions around him. It is second down, 14. This is Rozier, and they're right on him. And he's hit there by number 43, Mike Zordich. Here's a 6. So far, Penn State stiffened up now. Gill on a rollout, throws the ball. Fryer's wide open for a first down. And Fryer keeps going. See how strong he is as a flanker? He just rips right through tacklers.
The rollout, he fakes to Rozier, who gets a good block on 41 Zordich. Now it's one-on-one, and all of a sudden, watch it. Now right there, he gets hit. That's 5 about 7 yards. Remember I told you that
Mason threw 16 passes last year, completed 6. He's on the keeper. He tosses to Rozier at the 40, 35, first down. Nebraska's moving again. Mark Robinson, the leading tackler in this game, drove him out 9 times, 48 yards. Fumble. Got the ball back again. Mason kept it. Nebraska on the move again. They lead 14-0. Rozier drives to the 20. He may have put his knee down to the 21, though. Steve Sefter was on top of him. Rozier. Saline is the fullback, 25. They're trying to get a timeout. Nebraska's yelling at him from the far sideline. Smith's in motion. Here's an inside reverse. And that's Irving Fryer carrying the ball on the inside reverse from the wingback position. He should have a first down. Nebraska, Penn State's 20-yard line. They've dominated the ball in this game. Mason throws, open is Bowman, the tight end. Touchdown, Nebraska. Todd Crane, the tight end, going in, number 80. Right now, Nebraska's waltzing through this club with 4:23 to go in the first half. Nebraska 21, Penn State nothing.
Now watch, this is a misdirection play. They will fake one way. Remember how good they've been running? Now Penn State has no idea that guy's sneaking across. That's why he's so wide open. Play action passes are the best passes in the game of football. I'm going to give you another statistic that's going to kill you. In the last 21 years, Nebraska has led the NCAA in scoring offense and scoring margin.
Second down 10. Penn State from the 37. Short yardage. Tackled by Bill Weber. Lonergan lobbing it deep. The pass complete. They finally got one. They hit Jim Robinson, the flanker, number 87. Neil Harris wrapped him up. That was a perfect throw that time by Dan Lonergan. Game they've got lined up here in the first kickoff classic. Second down, 9 for Penn State. Nebraska's 23. Nebraska leading 21-0. Lonergan on a screen, and that was deflected by number 90, Scott Strasburger, who nearly knocked it up in the air and could have picked it off. Third and 9. Throws on the run. He's got a man open. It's complete. They're at the 15-yard line. Brett Clark making the hit on Kenny Jackson.
And you know, that's interesting. That's the first time that Kenny Jackson, the best player on Joe Paterno's team, has...
Lonergan coming out as 4th and 1. But remember the old breathers? They always open up with a weak team to get oiled up in the regular season. 4th and 1. He's rolling for it. He throws too high, incomplete. It was intended for Kevin Bow, number 11. Nebraska holds and will take over at yard line. Gill on a pitch. That's Jeff Smith. Smith runs it out. He can move it. Is out. The first half is over. Nebraska 21, Penn State nothing. Let's go down to Dave Dials.
Okay, Joe Paterno, ever the gentleman coming here. You do not want to be interviewed right now, do you?
What are you going to do, Dave? You know, Nebraska's playing awfully well. The kids are running hard, and they're coming off the board well, and we just have not had enough offense to give our defense a chance to get some rest, and we just got to generate some offense. The 2 quarterback, a little jittery. I got the guys open, and they're overthrowing and what have you, but... you know, that's what we got to expect with kids.
I know you're in a hurry. One more question. You said last night, and I didn't know whether you were kidding or not, maybe you weren't, that we'll be lucky to hold Nebraska to 30-some points, and you described Osborne as one of the great coaches in the country, and Nebraska is one of the truly remarkable teams.
They've got a remarkable offensive football team, and if you can't score some points, you get troubles, and we obviously haven't been able to generate any kind of a drive until just before the half, but I think we'll play a little better second half.
I'm sure you will, Joe.
Okay.
Good luck. Joe Paterno, one of the great coaches of all time, Penn State, and a man who's a little bit like Tom Landry in that he doesn't very often express his emotions outwardly. Tom Osborne, there's got to be a big smile in here right now.
Well, not yet. We got, you know, characteristically, I guess you might say we got another half to go, and
Last year at Penn State, the score was 14-7. We had really played poorly, and we probably should have been behind 17-0. We came back, probably could have won the game. And so Penn State's not done yet. This is a team with a lot of pride, a lot of good athletes. So I'm really anxious to see how we come out and play. You know, I hope our players don't go flat, don't let up on us, and keep playing hard.
You substituted rather liberally in the first half. Any particular reason for that? The first game you wanted to use some more players, see what they could do?
Well, we have confidence in a lot of football players on our team, and we want to keep them fresh, and we'll try to do some of that throughout the year.
Tom, you had said earlier that you didn't know how good this football team was. And you had also said originally you were not keen about this game. I don't think that's any big secret. Neither you nor Joe really wanted to play this game, but you said whichever team played it, you would be a better team because of it.
Well, I think that an extra game gives you a little extra practice. You have good competition, and we'll know a lot more about our football team tomorrow morning than we did going into it, and hopefully it'll make a better team next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the line.
No injuries first half?
No, nothing serious.
Okay, keep him healthy.
Here's the pitch to Rozier. Rozier is hit, and they throw him for a loss. And on him is Harry Hamilton, number 17. Harry Hamilton, the hero. They're going to pass on 3rd and 1. The pass intercepted on the way is Mike Knox. Touchdown, Nebraska. Mike Knox picked it off on the flat and scored. Strang was trying to hit Tony Mumford.
Intercepted and scored.
Dave Schneider will try the point. He's been perfect tonight, and it's no good this time. He missed to the right. 10:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nebraska 27, Penn State nothing. Just intercepted the pass, ran 27 yards for the touchdown. Here's pressure by McCashlin. The toss, he's right there to pick it off. Open walk into the end zone for him, and Nebraska has a 27-point lead. Livingston will kick him deep to Kevin Bauer. Coming out to the 10, 15, 20, up to the 30. There they got to run back, and they're out to the 36. Red Clark, the safety man, hit him. 10. Fisher goes in at left corner now, replacing Harris. Penn State from their 36. Williams out in motion. They swing it to an incomplete pass. And that makes it 4 out of 19 passing for Penn carries. However, his team's ahead 27-0. Which shows you the firepower they have. Here's the pass to Fryer, 20. Fires up to the 25. Look at him shake and go. Goes backwards. He's going to pick up some blocks. He's at the 30. He's at the 35, the 40, the 45, and he's up to midfield. A sensational run by Irving Fryer. You can see why Gilbrand says this is the #1 prospect of the wide receivers in the country.
And you know what everybody at home will say? Watch this one. They'll say, what a coach.
He made this decision on his own.
What a coach. Watch, he's supposed to run to the left there, but all of a sudden he says, wait a minute. I'll get away from that guy and take off around the end. That's why Osborne's won all those games. He's got guys like that.
He now has got 3 passes for 73 yards. First down, Nebraska on their 49. Turner Gill going deep. There he is, Simmons, the overthrowing. He was out in the open, Ricky Simmons. Greenville, Texas. Covered by Chris Snyder, but Gill overthrew him. Gill had 8 out of 10 in the first half, so he's now 8 out of 11. No, he's 9 out of 12 for 144 yards. Nebraska on their 49, 2nd down. They were going for another big strike. Nebraska's on their 47. There's that option. There goes Gill, and he's close to a first down. See how he turns upfield? A split tee and out option quarterback's got to be able, he's got to have those drive, that strong drive in his leg. When he makes the turn, he goes. Leading 27-0. Coming through, Rozier, Camden, New Jersey. Rozier's career record, 2nd down, 9. Gill quick to Ingebrigtsen, the tight end. Johnny Ingebrigtsen, he scored a touchdown tonight. Radisic wrapped him up. The ball's at the 28.5-yard line of Penn State. State nothing. Third down and 3. 4 out of 8 on third down conversion. Gill keeps the ball. He's got the first down. See him run that option. Boy, he read that in beautifully out there. When that in drifted out, Rozier doesn't even have to carry a ball in the game, and he's a threat. Randolph, Ohio, the chief pilot. 15-year Goodyear mention. Werner Gill fakes. Look out. Starts to run. Now they drop him at the 25. And he's hit there by Greg Gattuso, the defensive tackle, number 70. Penn State 2. Not a lot for an opening game. Gill under the gun. Great catch. The ball was Mark Robinson hit Irving Fryer. That was a tough catch, but he held on to it. Nebraska, a sophomore, will try a 34-yard kick. It is up, and the kick is good. He booted it 34 yards, and Nebraska now leads 30-0. Wailing 30-0. A very quiet 20,000 fans of Penn State here. Even though they're playing a team favorite to win the national championship this year. Scooter Nichols, number 24. Back comparison. Look at Turner Gill, 11 out of 14, 4 out of 21 for Penn State's quarterback. That is the freshman, Sid Lewis from Canton, Ohio. In that Final Four every year. It seems like it. Denny Crum. Third down, a yard to go. Running the option play. They're out to the 36, Larnigan, and they have a first down. 30-0 Nebraska. The quick toss to Lewis. He's hit for a loss, and on him is Bill Weber, the defensive end, 87. Larnigan's pass way over the head of Kevin Bow. He was out there on a turnaround pattern coming back. A comebacker, and the ball sailed over his head. I guess he got rid of it in 4 seconds. 1 second to go in the quarter. George Reynolds is in the punt. There are the stats after 3 quarters. Double first downs for Nebraska. Rushing yards 198 to 65. Passing yards 178 to 80. 376 total yards Nebraska. 145 Penn State. Third down and 7. Mason running the option. And they stop him at the 24-yard line. Safety man. Wobbly kick. Fair catch called by Bow. Fumbles the ball. And Nebraska may have it. Bow, usually a sure-handed receiver. Nebraska recovers. Who's on it? Might have been Steinkuhler or Rathman, the fullback. Nebraska. They have a second down and 13 from Penn State's 43. Mason looked like he wanted to throw. He runs it to the 40 and gets down to the 35 of Penn State. State 35. Second man has the ball. There goes Smith exploding through. If he hadn't stumbled, he might have been gone. He's at the 20-yard line of Penn State, and Bob Onko tripped him up, number 93. We'll pass this in a minute. First down. Mason on the keeper. He's to the 15, to the 10. He's in there. Nate Mason scores. 21 yards out. Gil Turner. And now Nate Mason.
We just said the toughest play in football to stop is the option play, and particularly when you have a quarterback who has great speed. Watch, a reverse action freezes everybody. Now, from right here at that point, watch. Boom. That's not coaching, folks. That's God-given great speed.
Nebraska now has mounted a 36-point lead by the biggest margin a Paterno coach team has ever lost. 37-0 Nebraska.
Now watch your line blocker, number 72 there. Rorty comes in the line. Now watch this little quickness right there. Boom. That's what you can't coach right there. You notice how he went 5 yards faster than anybody else on the football team? That's called foot. We had him on national television the next year, and they beat me 69-17 just to show me. So I don't want Penn State to get beat bad, but he might beat my record.
Just squeaked you out, huh?
Yeah.
69-17. Yeah, but trailing 37-0. Here comes the blitz on. There's a pass. It's caught for a first down, I believe. by Kenny Jackson, and that was even throwing high. Game, of course, not as close as everybody thought it would be, although Nebraska was a favorite. Jackson has it. Kenny Jackson from South River, New Jersey, on a marvelous catch. Penn State on the Nebraska 27. Time remaining in this game, 9:55. A draw play. Going nowhere. That's Steve Smith, third string tailback, a freshman. Second down, 10. Flanagan fires. It's complete to Sid Lewis, number 21, the freshman tailback. The fullback now is Tim Mano. There's a pass, and Bow had it and then couldn't hang on to it. Kevin Bow. Todd Fisher was there with him. A high rainbow job. All right. Third down and 12 for Penn State on the Nebraska 16. There's a reverse to Jackson. Jackson number 20. Hit. Goes to the 15. Still going and gets down to the 12. Kenny Jackson brought down by Ken Sheed, the third string nose guard. 8 to go. Pass is high to Jackson. Penn State is stopped. Nebraska's defense takes over. And they'll have a first down on their own 12-yard line. Jim Thompson, the third string flanker. I think Rozier's in there. He is a tailback. Fumble by Mason. Keeps the ball. Gets away. Look at him. He broke 2 tackles. He's got a loss, but he could have been tackled for more. Point, Dave. We've been talking about the second and third stringers. That's Rozier. Oh, he was met standing up. And he was hit hard there. 8, Nebraska from their 14. Mason to Simmons. The flag is down. Is he out of bounds? He's out of bounds with it. Ricky Simmons. You know, the Sporting News had a recent poll of the leading football coaches in America. Finished runner-up. 21 is Paul Miles of Princeton, New Jersey. You agree that 71 team was the best ever?
Absolutely. Bob Devaney is the athletic director, is one of the greatest coaches of all time. He produced 22 All-Americans and 72 All-Big 8 players in 10 years.
Second down, 5 for the Cornhuskers, leading 37-0. 5:20 to go. There's Miles. By the way, he's the fastest back they have. Mike Suter tackled him. Now we're down to the third string here.
Okay, this is what I was saying about you don't want a player, but they don't have all the good players. Watch, this guy, you know what he's going to do? He's going to prove to the coaches that he's better than those other guys. You'd be better off playing against Rozier right now.
Big Sundberg now. So Osborne has his third and fourth stringers in against the defending national champ. There goes Miles again, getting outside. You know what they used to say about discipline? The greatest discipline as a head coach is to have a third stringer almost as good as the first stringer. You guys like to play on it. Rozier did not sit down.
Yeah.
He kept practicing. Second down, 2. Sundberg runs the option. They've ate him alive with that tonight. Great option team, this club.
Well, that freezes all the white jerseys. You notice the white jerseys inside, and then they come out with the option play, and he can run or throw. Now, you know what that option play does? That gives him 3 balls to play with. Everybody said he didn't have 3 balls?
7-0 Nebraska, 4:40 to go. And the first man has the ball coming through. That's the third string fullback, Tim Brunhardt of Norfolk, Nebraska.
Kurt, remember I said it's not very good to play these guys away from home, because see, if they were home now, they could put their 5th string fullback in.
7-0, 4:08 to go in the game. Nebraska lead. That's Miles shaking away. He's inside the 15. Well, what are you going to do? Tell a bunch of kids, hey, don't score, or go to Cornhuskers. Out of the eye. The fullback has it. Brunhardt. Number 32. He's to the 10, and Tim Johnson.
Penn State's got a lot of their young people in there, too, and they're testing them. Remember.
Second down, 6 for the Cornhuskers on the 11-yard line of Penn State. Nifty handoff. See the reverse pivot, and see him slide that ball off his hip to the quick hitter going through. He can handle that ball, that Sundberg.
He recruits players that fit into his system, or he doesn't take them.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Quick toss to Miles. Miles hurdles to the 1-yard line, fumbles the ball. With 2:48 to go. Yeah, I've never seen a team fumble as much in a game and recover their own fumbles. I think that's 6. Miles. Touchdown. Paul Miles, M-I-L-E-S. Princeton, New Jersey. A lot of New Jersey players on both teams in there. He scores. He's a sophomore. 195. He looked good on that drive, Lee.
This is the dive play I talked about. I thought they might run the other. He just vaults into it. Now remember, in college football, you cannot hurdle. You can dive over the hurdle. Now watch him just get nice and springs off there. Herschel Walker did this play here.
10 yards on that drive. Well, we'll be back for the closing 2 minutes. 44-0, Nebraska.
Joe Paterno last year was the National Coach of the Year.
There's a pass that's complete. Trying to get out of bounds. That's number 81, George Alford, a 4-stringer from Livingston, New Jersey. Flag is down again with 1:11 to go.
I know they love their football because 2,000 people came out for their picture day.
That's all through that area. Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska.
Coachman on the red.
Football is king. First shutout, unless Penn State scores, since the Sugar Bowl game, January 1st, 1972, 121 games. Penn State has gone in a row without a shutout. In a row before being shut out. Ooh, ejection. We're down to 45 seconds. 9 seconds remaining, 44-0. Here's the Penn State schedule. An open date, then Cincinnati. Iowa, that'll be a tough game. Temple, Rutgers, Alabama, West Virginia, Boston College, Brown, Notre Dame, and Pittsburgh, their last 2 games.
And interesting, every one of those.
4th down and a foot to go for Penn State. They have a first down and they plow ahead to the 45 in Nebraska. D.J. Dozier carried the ball, a freshman. A couple of more plays and the inaugural kickoff classic will be over. Right out of the hands of number 81, and that is George Alford, a freshman from Livingston, New Jersey. But
well, we had a situation where one of the best football teams probably in a long time got hot. The other team couldn't do anything, and a quarterback named Gill was the difference at the beginning. Burns' attitude about that.
26 seconds to go. Lonigan's toss is complete, and they got the touchdown. They avert the shutout with 20 seconds to go. Sid Lewis caught the ball.
Yeah, he goes back to the left. He throws his back, which I mean, he rolls one way and throws it up. It's a perfect pass, and I'll tell you what, that might have been the difference between Lonigan being a quarterback next week or Strang right there.
We'll have the kick. 44-6 now, and it is no good. It is blocked by Brad Smith. So it's a 38-point lead. That ties the all-time worst defeat for Joe Paterno. We'll be back at the Meadowlands. Trying an onside kick. Wobbles back. If it went 10 yards, and Penn State has it, it's their ball. I believe it is. It has to go 10 yards. It did and squirted back to Penn State, so they've recovered the onside kick. Lance Hamilton, 45 on it. Lonigan's toss is complete to the 30-yard line. He may be working his way into the first-string quarterback position. Now, play of the game. It is out. It is complete to Cyberlin. The ball is fumbled. But it doesn't matter, it's all over, and the final score, Nebraska 44 and Penn State 6. Here's Osborne coming over, and Paterno go over there. Jackson shook his hand. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this message. Let's go all the way. They had a 78-yard drive. Turner Gill went over the last half yard. 7-11 gone in that first quarter. Then they put on a 86-yard drive with Gill passing to the tight end, Monty Inkovic-Britson. 2:30 to go in the first period. Frayne caught a 21-yard pass. 3:34 to go in the half. It was 21-0 in favor of Nebraska. In the third quarter, a pass interception by Mike Knox. There's the kickoff classic trophy, by the way. Knox scampered 27 yards for a touchdown. 28-0 Nebraska. Nate Mason ran 4 yards, 21 yards for a score. Miles a yard run. And when they had that lead of 44-0, Penn State finally scored on a long pass to Sid Lewis to avert the first shutout. That's a happy bunch of Nebraska youngsters, well-deserved. They came into this game heralded to be the #1 team this year, and tonight they certainly looked like it, Lee Corso.
Obviously, they look like, unless they stumble, they could go to the Oklahoma game with undefeated, and I'd say Turner Gill will be the #1 candidate for the Heisman Trophy.
We'll be back after this.
As we're on the field with the victorious coach, Tom Osborne. Going to allow us a small smile now, Coach.
Sure. Well, we were really pleased with the way our players played, and I was really glad they came out and played hard in the second half. And I guess, Dave, if I had to pick out one thing I was really excited about was our defense played pretty well. And, of course, Joe is rebuilding his offense, and I don't know that we can say this is a real true test of either team. I'm sure Penn State will come on and have a good season. They always do. And we can't be complacent, but I thought we played well, and I was particularly pleased with our defense. And offensively, of course, we thought we were going against the strongest part of their team, and did a good job.
Tom, it's never a perfect game, and you bobbled the ball more than Tom Osborne likes to, so I'm sure that as difficult as it may be for you to do, you will have some criticism of your players, won't you, very privately?
Oh, there's a lot of things we got to do a lot better, Dave, and we... But, you know, for a first game and with the field wet and the ball wet, it wasn't too bad. And so I'm overall pleased, and I'm just amazed. I thought it'd be a real tight game, and we'd be lucky to win, and I had no idea we'd be able to win like this.
Tom, we'll let you go. We'll be talking with Turner Gill. I don't have a vote in the most valuable player, but if he is not the most valuable player in this game, then the voters ought to have a saliva test. We'll be back to the Meadowlands right after this. Except his taste in music. He doesn't like Willie Nelson. Turner Gill, your original choice for playing football was not Nebraska.
Well, really, as far as making my choice of going to college, I wanted to play both sports. And Nebraska was primarily the only school that I was going to play both sports, and that's the main reason why I chose Nebraska.
Natch, as a boy growing up in Texas, I'm sure that you had a hero among the Texas teams.
Well, really, I guess I was an Oklahoma fan growing up as a kid because they had all the Texas players going to Oklahoma, and they had a lot of stars. And I guess as a little kid, I grew up, I was always wanting to play for Oklahoma and be a star with them.
All right, you're going to have a difficult choice to make somewhere along the line. You've admitted you came to Nebraska because of your great love for two sports. Do you like one better than the other?
Well, I guess maybe deep down inside, I love baseball more than I do football. I guess I enjoy it more, but, you know, whatever's the best for me at the end, that's what I'm going to do.
If you play baseball as well as you play football, you got a brilliant future ahead of you no matter what you do. Turner Gill, thank you so much for being with us.
All right, thanks a lot.
I know you want to go celebrate with your